know what poetry means, but we do not know what it is. Because it's very difficult to fathom what something really exists, what something is. So that's why different religions interpret God in different ways. So here I am not talking about the religions, I am not talking about Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, and all these things. Just I talk about the ideas of transcendentalism, and it is reflected, how it is reflected in works of art. So who is there? Nobody is there. Is it working or should we drop this? Then go for directly this, cancel this then. Let's go for the presentation directly. This is a video actually. Cancel this. Actually it takes 1 hour and yes, from here we will start, okay? Okay, next slide, next slide. Cancel this, cancel this. Presentation, yes, next slide. Download that. Students must be very techno-friendly, right? They know more than what the teachers know. Yes, please. Next. This is the book, Ubiquity, which was published in Cameroon, and one of the scholars from University of Bamenda, he wrote a research paper on this book entitled Transcendentalism, and it is a comparative study between ubiquity and Ralph Waldo Emerson. So the research paper is with me. I will talk about the research paper later, but I will first of all focus on the concept, the notion of transcendentalism here. Next. So here is the meaning of transcendentalism. So first of all, if you have any question or queries, please keep this question with you, and later you can raise it, because there is a very delicate link whenever I interpret the things. Okay. The first of all, what is transcendentalism? The meaning is given. Transcendentalism means to go beyond the limits of, exceed, be above, and independent of the physical universe. So we are going beyond. We are going beyond means where exactly we go. There is one question which was asked, where does God exist? It is interpreted that there is a light. After light there is darkness. Again there is a light. Again there is darkness. Again there is a light. And that light is the light of God. That light is the light of God. So here, next, here we understand transcendentalism in a triangle. Three things are there: God, man, and nature. Whenever we talk about transcendentalism, we talk about the existence of God, man, and nature, and how these three things relate with each other. So it's a philosophical movement which was developed in 1820s and 1830s in United States. Actually, it is a reaction to protest against the general state of intellectualism and spiritualism at that time. So here, in Romantic period, we come across nature. Wordsworth loves nature. Nature is a teacher for him. There is a poetry definition I think you are quite well familiar with. That is, poetry is the breath and final spirit of all knowledge. Poetry is a spontaneous overflow of our feelings, taking its origin from emotions recollected in tranquility. So this is a definition of poetry. But this definition gives you the mystery. It talks about the mystery of nature. It talks about tranquility. It talks about spontaneity of emotions and feelings. So, if you decide, sir, I want to write or compose a poem tonight, can you? No, because you need the tranquility of your mind, the ambience in which the poetry is composed. So here next, what was Transcendentalism? It's a 19th century movement, and Transcendentalists believed that true reality transcends or exists beyond the physical world. Where is the true reality? True reality transcends or exists beyond the physical world. In my last lecture, I said, talking about deconstruction, deconstruction deconstructs itself, right? We are talking about absences rather than presences. Every text, every reading is a misreading. Every reading is a misreading. And I asked one question to all the students in my last lecture, that how will you prove that you are here? It's a very simple question. How you prove your existence? Yes, you say, sir, we are here, that's why we are here. How you know that it's a red light? How you know that it's blue, it's green at the signal? How you know? Your presence is marked by the absences occupied by this Galib auditorium. Right? This is the notion. Let's talk about the emergence of yes, Y-E-S. When you say yes, if something is not there, no is there, that's why we are talking about yes. It means we are looking into the absences so as to find the presence of things, right? So here there is one beautiful quotation that Ralph Waldo Emerson talks about transcendentalism and the great men. Great men are they who see that spiritual is stronger than any material force, that thoughts rule the world. Spiritualism. There are two types of Brahmandas. One is in you and one surrounds you. Every person carries the world with him. Right? Every person is the world with him. Every person is the world. We have immense, tremendous knowledge of each and everything. We absorb. We accumulate knowledge. Right? What kind of knowledge we accumulate? We accumulate that sort of knowledge which we have not understood. And through experimentations, through experiences, we think that this is knowledge. But here we are talking about the universal knowledge. We are talking about the universal knowledge, knowledge that is beyond human perception. Knowledge that is beyond human understanding. That is transcendentalism. That is transcendentalism. So here there is a beautiful video that I will show you at the end of Swami Vivekananda. Then you will understand what I mean through these things. Every individual wants to know the center within him. Where is the center? There is a center in every individual, and we need to find it out, find the center, where the center locates. In Yajurveda, it is said, in a holy person's body, at the center of his body, there is a lotus, and lotus is in its invisible form, and someone dwells inside the lotus. That is the truth, that is God, that is Shivam, and all these things. So it means that the individual carries God within. The individual carries God within, and whenever he undergoes samadhi, right? Whenever he undergoes samadhi, through his consciousness, he goes beyond the senses, sense perceptions, and it is nothing but his super consciousness. It means a spiritual union of the individual with God. See, one person asked me a question that you say God, God every time. It dwells everywhere. It's in the air, everywhere. The transcendentalists think God dwells everywhere. So here, you can fathom the meaning of God